What's up, Airsofters? SIG's MPX and MCX have some of the sexiest profiles among modern systems available today. But, prohibitive cost and somewhat unavailable customization options really sometimes can give Airsofters pause when it comes to adding these gorgeous platforms to their arsenals. Well, Airsofters, I introduced to you a solution that is equally sexy and even more compact. The SIG Sauer ProForce Sportline MPX-K AEG. Like its Pro-line counterparts, this Sportsline SMG has a gorgeous profile. Pair that with a set of lightweight, durable materials, a fully upgradable version 2 gearbox, and you've got an affordable system that's sure to be a winner. In this video review of the SIG Sauer ProForce Sportline MPX-K AEG, we're going to take a look at the external features, internal components, and measure its real-world performance so that you know exactly what you're getting with this exciting new electric airsoft replica. Starting things off, let's take a look at how this ships to you in the box. Taking a look at the box, we can see that not only is the MPX-K very compact, but so is the box it comes in. Labeled right on the front and on the sides, you've got the MPX-K. That can be a little bit confusing because SIG ProForce is on the box, but very clearly right here it shows that it is their Sportline model. Opening the cardboard box, we got some blow molded foam keeping everything in place. We see our MPX-K held nicely in place as well as the serial number tag of this specific one, as well as the 100 round mid-capacity magazine. Just about everything externally on the SIG Sauer ProForce Sportline MPX-K AEG is nylon fiber reinforced polymer, keeping the weight to a minimum while remaining very durable. Not only does this save on weight, but it also saves on cost as well, meaning that you can get this iconic SMG for under $200 at the time of this filming. Starting things off at the muzzle end, I'm sure you're wondering, there are 14mm negative threads under the flash hider for any attachment of mock suppressors or tracer units that you'd like on the front. Just like the MP5K is a shorter version of the MP5, the SIG MPX-K is an even more compact version of the MPX, with a polymer handguard that has M-lock slots on the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions, and you'll notice it's been shortened from 3 slots down to 2. You can just see the battery wiring underneath the handguard here. Yes, this thing is front wired, which means that the battery compartment is up here around the barrel. And just like its Proline MPX sibling is wired to a small type Tamiya. Again. But this MPX has a trick up its sleeve. The battery compartment isn't just underneath the handguard. No. You can run a stick-type battery like the ones meant for AKs along the entire length of the upper receiver over top of the gearbox. Of course, you'll still need to remove the handguard to fit the battery more easily and to connect everything up. But still, how's that for battery storage? The polymer upper receiver is monolithic, extending out over the barrel and interfacing with the handguard at the front. Moving to the top of the MPX, we're presented with a full-length pick rail for all of your compatible optics and accessories, as well as a set of polymer flip-up backup iron sights, which honestly I'd probably toss and put on a red dot and just enjoy that. A note about the upper. The dust cover, and therefore the hop-up unit access, are not connected to the charging handle. So there's no need to pull it to make adjustments. Simply pull open the dust cover with your finger to access the standard version 2 hop-up unit with the rotary adjustment wheel. This lack of charging handle functionality, and therefore missing mock bolt, means that the ambidextrous bolt release also does not need to function, and they don't. So don't yank on the charging handle, and these are really more finger rests than functional buttons. The polymer lower receiver has all of the very cool SIG licensed trademarks on it, as well as the fire controls and kind of ergonomics package. Speaking of controls, the controls on the MPX are a strength of the system, in my opinion, in that they're simple AR-style controls. Nothing new, nothing fancy here. The fire selector and mag release are both ambidextrous and both functional. The selector lever uses a standard 180-degree sweep from safe, semi, through to full auto. It feels nice and it has nice positive clicks between selections, and doesn't move when you don't want it to. The pistol grip is complete with SIG Sauer trademarks, as well as a very nice texture on either side and cut in serrations on the front and rear, lending the user plenty of grip. It's nice and slim up near the receiver as well, and has a very comfortable, more vertical angle that really doesn't fatigue your wrist. I gotta say, I really dig SIG's grips. I like the angle of them, they're very comfortable, and they provide just enough grip without ripping up your hands or requiring the use of a glove. The folding stock is a high-speed looking skeletonized piece that keeps things lightweight and compact and can be operated by lifting the stock and folding it to the left. The polymer hinge assembly also serves as a tension lock to hold the stock folded until you want to deploy it. The stock also has 2 QD sling mount points at the very rear and is attached to the receiver using a 1913 Picatinny rail segment, just like its MPX and MCX siblings. So if you're not a huge fan of this stock, you can always swap it out. And that brings us to the MPX-K's magazine. Despite the similar silhouette to its SIG ProLine MPX cousin, the mags are not compatible, meaning that if you want to own both the MPX and the MPX-K, you gotta buy both sets of magazines. Now, the MPX-K ships with one 100-round polymer midcap, which retains the really cool SIG styling, branding, and positive texturing on the sides, which I quite like. And if I'm being completely honest, fits into the mag well with much greater ease than the MPX. I don't know what they changed here, but it's much easier to insert a magazine and drop one free. The combination of lightweight, durable materials and sizable battery compartment make for an MPX-K that's extremely maneuverable and a powerhouse on the field, right? To find out, we needed to head out to the range. Our FPS test showed an average of just about 300 FPS and about 18 rounds per second on full auto with the SIG MPX-K AEG. Our tests were performed using 0.20 gram BBs and a Matrix 1200 milliamp 11.1 volt stick-type LiPo battery. In our distance and accuracy test, the SIG MPX-K was able to land a majority of the shots on our 6-inch plate and place a nice grouping on our Evike Professional silhouette target at 50 feet. Out at the 100-foot mark, the 6-inch plate proved a much more difficult target for the shorter barrel of this SMG, although we were still able to place hits on the silhouette target at 100 feet. Thankfully, because this MPX-K uses a standard version 2 hop-up unit and AEG barrel, performance upgrades for the hop-up, bucking, and barrel are readily available and can be found right here on our website. The internals of the MPX-K are based around industry-standard version 2 parts, but the gearbox shell is different to make room for battery storage along the top, like we talked about earlier. There is a quick change spring on the back. Just take the stock off and use a hex key to turn the spring guide. This makes it simple to change the FPS by swapping springs without any disassembly required. Inside the gearbox are standard V2 parts. 18:1 gears are spun by a long-type motor and run on 6mm bushings. The piston is polymer with a single metal tooth, a polymer-ported piston head, and no bearing. The cylinder is ported, the cylinder head is polymer with a single O-ring, and the nozzle is polymer with no O-ring. Compression is good, no complaints here. The gearbox shell has a lot of reinforcement around the cylinder window, meaning that it's plenty strong for upgrades. You can also easily drop in a trigger board MOSFET into the gearbox without much hassle. The MPX-K appears to be a very upgrade-friendly platform, with standardized parts to make drop-in upgrades a viable option to increase performance. So if you've been in the market for an Airsoft PCC AEG for some time and haven't pulled the trigger, the SIG Air MPX-K might be just what you've been looking for, with its very compact, lightweight profile, comfortable and familiar controls, and most of all, its extremely affordable cost. You can get your very own SIG Sauer ProForce Sportline MPX-K AEG, as well as all of your other Airsoft needs right here at Evike.com. Thanks for watching.